Hi everyone! Welcome to my studio and happy Toronto 60th, Toronto Outdoor Art Exhibition. This is not like my booth at Stacked the other day. I can't fit as many pieces here as I could there, but I put a couple of pieces up on the wall for you guys so you can see. I will talk a little bit more about them. And I thought I'd give you a little bit of the art fair experience from my studio. So I often get questions about what my work is about, of course. So I wanted to tell you a little bit more about that. For me, my pieces, they help me to stay connected to the places I had to leave behind. So as many of you know, or not know, I'm an expat. So I've lived in several different countries, and I always had a super hard time saying goodbye. Even when I was super little, I would actually be throwing up at school because I was crying so much because I had to say goodbye to my mom. So it's sort of weird that I'm the one out of all my family who moved away from her home country. Which is still really difficult because saying goodbye is still a difficult thing for me. Every time I have to leave my home country, I have to say goodbye to everything that's familiar and all the friends and family and everything. So it's not great. So my paintings help me with that a lot. It really helps me to feel closer to those places. And especially lately when I had to leave Japan, that has been really, really difficult. So right now I'm sort of obsessed by painting Japan because it helps me keep it close to my heart, you know. So when you look at my pieces, let me show you what I've on the wall here. When you look at my pieces, they're actually, many people always think it's a photograph, but actually they're multiple photographs. I work in a mixed media technique. And if you look at them, if you see this piece, for example, every element that you see, every building, every person, every vehicle, they're all individual photographs. And they're all layered one on top of the other by hand. I use a sort of an image transfer technique, which means that it's not like a collage. There's no paper. It's just acrylic and pigments. And then all the colors that you see, they're actually painted in. And let me show you, there's a lot of texture as well. I use textured papers because I love texture. So I don't know if you can, let me see if I can get the light to hit it. There you go. See, a lot of texture. So there's different countries here. This one obviously is Japan. Then this is my home country. This is Holland. I miss Holland so much. And then over here we have Seoul, which I haven't lived there, but I visited and my visit was way too short. I don't know, have you ever had that feeling when you're on vacation that you sort of fall in love with a place and you're like, oh my gosh, this is just perfect. And then after like a week or 2 weeks, you have to leave. And I always get those thoughts that I'm like, I might never come here again. That makes me really sad. So I'm really glad that I painted a bit of Seoul so I can hold on to it, you know? So, and then this one over here, this is good old Montreal. Now I'm back here now, but when I was in Japan, I really missed it. So it's, and also for me, this exploring Montreal was sort of a way to get to know the city when I first moved here. I really spent a lot of time like driving around and exploring. I think I've seen more of Montreal than people that have been born here. I've often been told that. So I'm really an advocate of exploring the city that you live in and sort of figuring out all the cool places that there are. Because we often get complacent when we live somewhere, you know, and it's important to keep those discoveries going and to really be curious about the place that you live in. So this particular piece is called Sneaking a Peek. I'm one of those people, I love to walk around the city and sort of, whenever there's a window or a curtain's open, I always like to sneak a peek inside to see how people's lives look, you know, what they have going on in their living rooms. Also, one of the reasons that my blinds are usually closed. I know, it's horrible. And then, well, this piece I've told you guys about a couple of weeks ago when I told you that I was in Seoul during the heat wave. And it was super hot, and these ladies were all dressed in their elaborate dresses, and I felt like such a sweaty mess compared to them. So, and this is Holland, and I really, well, it's mostly my family that I miss, although the country is really beautiful too. Actually, it's funny because it took me about 10 years of not living in Holland to really start to appreciate the beauty of the country. I mean, when you're born somewhere, you're sort of, everything is sort of normal, you know. You don't really notice the buildings or how pretty the fire hydrants are on the street. And it took me about 10 years after 10 years, when I went back to Holland and I started walking around the country and looking at the cities and the buildings. I'm like, yeah, this place is really, really beautiful. So I'm excited to go back. I was actually supposed to go back. It's been about 3 years now that I haven't seen my family because of the whole, well, moving to here and from Japan. And then, of course, the whole situation that we're in, everybody. I was supposed to go over Christmas, but obviously that didn't happen. So fingers crossed for this year. I'm really, really hoping that once we get our vaccines and everything, that we can travel over Christmas, because I really need to see my moms. I really, really do. Oh, and then this piece over here, this is a funny little story. This is Nara in Japan, and Nara, it used to be the capital of Japan before Tokyo became the capital, and the deer actually roam free. They're allowed to walk free in the city. So Nara has this huge, big park area, and the deer come from there. But they can go everywhere, you know, and they have right of way on the roads. So you'll see traffic jams in the middle of Nara because this deer just decides to stop in the middle of the road to scratch his ear. And then everybody has to wait because it's just deciding to stand there for 5 minutes. I thought it was really, really funny. They actually have like signs on the road as well. And people actually direct traffic around them. So that was pretty funny. I actually, there's another place in Japan where the deer roam free. It's called Miyajima. It's a little island off of the coast of Hiroshima. And when I was there, I was just walking around, and we were near where the boat arrives, where all the new people come onto the island. And we saw this lady, and she was walking around, and she was looking at her map because I think she was figuring out where she wanted to go. And this deer comes wandering up to her, and out of the blue, he just grabs her map and like bites it. And she was like, because of course she let go of the map, so that was gone. So I think she immediately had a destination because she needed to go back to the information center to get a new map. But it was just so hilarious because he was so like out of the blue, like, oh, this map looks really tasty. Let me get that little bite there. So yeah, that was a funny thing that happened. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll do another live from Facebook on Friday at 10, and then another Instagram one later in the weekend. I don't remember what date I said again. But I'll show you some other paintings, tell you some other stories as well. And if you have any questions, of course, let me know. I'm always happy to answer any questions. And of course, don't forget the Toronto Outdoor Art Fair is still going strong. We're still 450 artists are working really hard to make this all a super cool experience for you guys. So make sure you check out all of our profiles. The website is taof.ca. And then I will post a link to my personal profile on there in this when I post this video, so you can check out all of the artwork, see if there's anything that attracts your fancy, and if you might want to put it up on your wall, bring some of those memories into your home. That would be wonderful. And that's about it for me. I think I have a commission piece to get back to, so I'm gonna reorganize the studio so I can walk again, because let me show you, I had to move the table out of the way. So I'm going to blocked from the door there, and well, getting to my easel is not really a possibility right now, not really. So I'm gonna move stuff back around again, and then I'll see you guys on Friday. Bye.